Correspondent Danny Shaw. Let's talk now to Harjap Singh, who's a UK immigration and nationality lawyer. Good afternoon to you. Now, I'm curious, first of all, whether your phone line's been ringing even more since we all found out the result of the referendum.
Well, they have, and by lots of European citizens who are concerned, saying, will we get kicked out? And a lot of people saying, well, actually, we've got children with European citizens. Are they going to get kicked out because they're not British? So people are concerned, and I think rightly so, because the government really hasn't set out any position apart from the position that was 2 months ago, and that is still valid now. So no changes are going to be made.
Right. To remind us what the specifics, such as they are, what the specifics are. If someone from another European country has been living in the UK for quite some time, what is the rule? Is there any certainty for anyone?
As long as EU citizens have been working here for the last 5 years, they can apply for something called a permanent registration card. And 1 year after that, i.e. 6 years, they can apply for British nationality. So a lot of countries in Europe allow dual nationality. So we're going to see a surge in nationality applications for a start. So a lot of people who have been here 7 years, 8 years, might not have wanted to become British, and now are going to say, actually, we want to, just to secure it, just in case. So we want to be Polish and British, or Italian and British.
Yes.
And so they're going to hold 2 passports. Why not? If we could do it, we could get away. Yeah, we get away with it too. So, I mean, they're going to do that. But also, the people who are in limbo are the people who've been here 3 years, or 2 years.
Yeah.
And people came last year saying, well, by 2018, we won't have made the 5 years, so what's going to happen? And the position is, we don't know what's going to happen. And this is a call on the government to say, well, tell these people who have been here for less than, say, 3 years, or who won't hit the 5 years by the time the actual Article 50 is activated, by the time Britain actually physically leaves the EU, what will happen to them? And about them, it's a grey area. We haven't had any sort of quote from the Home Office on that, anything, apart from to say, well, the position that is currently is a position that was 2 months ago. And people already know that if they've been here 5 years, they're going to apply for a permanent registration card. We're not being told anything new about what's going to happen post-Brexit.
So you simply don't know. So anyone in your profession simply doesn't know. You are waiting, how long is a piece of string? You don't know when that information is going to come to you.
Yeah, and in the meantime, the advice would be, well, hold on. If you can apply for British citizenship and qualify, then you should, or a permanent registration card, you should. Your children should apply for registration as a British citizen to become British national if one of their parents is British. So the advice at the moment all the lawyers can give is that, and as a result of that, there will be a spike in nationality applications. Plus, we don't know what's going to happen about the new people who are coming over in the period, in say this year, next year.
Yes.
Nothing's been said about that apart from David Davis did allude to the fact that we might send them back, or we might not keep them here afterwards. He said that last week or the week before, but that's not good enough. You need to have a policy in place now. People might be thinking of selling up everything they've got in Europe to set a life in the UK. They're given no guidance at all. So the advice on that is, well, hold off until there is actually any guidance set in stone about this before.
And some of this is about an impact on the economy. We're not just talking about people living here because for whatever reason they want to come and experience our fabulous weather or whatever. These are people who run businesses, pay their taxes, and invest in whichever part of the country they're living in.
78% of EU migrants work and pay tax in this country. So that's a big figure, and therefore, these people want to know what their position is. If they're not going to be allowed to stay here after 2 years, and they want to plan their future now. Some of them have British girlfriends, some of them have British children. Will we be able to come? Are they going to take the children to Europe? I mean, it's a very serious position to put people into. What's going to happen to the children? They might say, well, I'm not going to leave my child here. I want to take them back to Poland. I want to take them back to Italy, and rightly so. I mean, it's like us being called to America and then saying, yeah, you can stay here, and then 6 months down the line saying, actually, we're not so sure anymore, but I've sold everything to come here. So, these people need to be told, and they need to be something needs to be set out in stone, and the government needs to take action now rather than wait till the end and say, well, actually, now this is a position, or now this is a position. And I think this is what the call intelligently is for. So let's not have any misconception. Let's not leave people in limbo. Let's make it very clear cut and say, right, this is a cut-off date. If you come after this, you will not be guaranteed to settle here, so act accordingly.
Harjap Singh Bhangal, great to talk to you. Thank you very much for coming in. Thank you for joining us.